One of the things that I think is so fun about the way you sort of go about it is you test a lot of different styles, ideas, impressions without thinking too much about it. Some of my favorite of yours were obviously the Gary one,
Right.
Gary Vaynerchuk impersonation is the reason why we met in the first place because
Yeah.
we met at VCon. And I've just seen you do so many others since then. And just the ability and willingness to just test and throw it out there, I love. How did that start? And how did you start with the both impressions and then just sharing stuff online?
Well, I've always naturally been doing impressions of people like my whole life. Even as a kid, I would like sit around our family gatherings, with our relatives, my parents' friends, and make fun of my mom and my dad and my family members and just make them laugh. And so I've always just had a knack of like impersonating other people, whether it's people in my family, my friends, or just strangers or celebrities or whatever. Yeah, man. So when I first started doing comedy like 7, 8 years ago, when I was doing content on YouTube originally, I was like, what's the easiest thing I can start with? So obviously, like, making videos about my mom, stuff like that, our own culture. And then eventually start to like go into like, some accents and impressions that I could do. And yeah, I just love doing it, to be honest. It's the way my brain works, man. Like I gravitate towards, observing people and, bringing that to light in a way that other people wouldn't know how to do unless they like saw it, obviously.
What are
Yeah.
what are like the things that you're looking for when you're doing an impression? Are you looking for like the most outrageous features and aspects about that person, or what is it?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. Like first I just so actually so what the real thing here is that I anybody I impersonate is someone I actually look up to.
Right.
So like when I started doing the Gary Vee videos, like he was one of the first people who actually like really helped me change my life in a way, me and my brother, and just like help change our perspective on life and our mindset about everything. So we really took in a lot of the knowledge that he was given. I kind of just took that method of what Gary talks about with like quantity over quality and like not letting judgments of other people get in the way. And I ran with that. I was like, you know what? Yeah, like if he's saying this and it's working for him, we're gonna try the same thing. We did it, and literally started doing impressions of him, and it reached him. He shared it. He talked about it, and then brought us to VCon. So I'm like, well, so fucking if I can get the attention of the king of social media at this point,
Yeah.
and like anything's possible. So that's why I was like, after that, I was like on a hunt almost to be like, all right, who else can I fucking get? But like at the same time, I actually do like I've read Gary's books. I've read David Goggins' his first book, Can't Hurt Me. Like I really watch his content. I love his stuff. It's really inspiring to me. So I started doing David Goggins. He saw it, reposted it on his page. We talked a couple times now. It's pretty cool. Alex Hormozy, and then fucking like, like stuff like that. Like I'm starting to do like Wim Hof and like Joe Rogan and stuff I want to do now. So yeah, like slowly but surely, just adding to the arsenal. And like I said, these are all people I actually like listen to and I watch, and that's why I can do it so well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Loved the Rogan impersonation.
Hey, that needs work, obviously, but like that was my first
I
time
thought it was
posting.
good.
Thanks, yeah, I appreciate that. Like, there's some parts obviously like are better than others, but it's like that's the whole point. Like you mentioned at the beginning of this, right? It's like the willingness to put stuff out and test it out just to see if it works or not. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only way. And I actually posted this on my story today about like people saying like when you post something that oh this ain't it or like this isn't it or this didn't hit or like oh you missed on this one, it's okay next, like so you get comments like that, but I'm like, well, like how are you supposed to grow, how are you supposed to get better at something if you don't put it out in the first place? It's
Yeah,
a
100%. All that is value.
it's fucking value. Okay, like you just gotta fucking just do it and not give a fuck, and that's what I'm good at, and that's why I'm proud of like having that mindset about it, to be honest. But and I hopefully I can inspire other people to do the same, just the same way Gary Vee inspired me to like do this shit. So
Sure, definitely. It's a chain reaction.